sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil 18 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Mafex Medicom toy Batman Hush Batman. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this pretty cool looking box. So as you can see here, we do get a basic style box when it comes to Mafex, but I do dig the look to this box here. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the left side does say Batman Hush. We do get a nice image of the figure. On the bottom says Batman Hush action figure, Mafex DC, and Medicom toy. And then here is the bottom of the box with the barcode and blubber also if nobody cares about. Then here is the top of the box looking pretty cool there. Then the one side here also looking pretty dope. Then the other side, another dope image of the Batman figure. And then the back here does show some pretty cool poses you can get the figure into, along with most of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure, but to take a close look on what I'm hoping will be the definitive comic book Batman figure in my figure collection. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Mafex killed it with this figure, man. This is definitely one of their better releases of this year. They definitely knocked it out of the park with this Hush Batman, man. Really dig the way this turned out. Some people might not like that his cape is a bit large, but I think it works great with the figure, and this is probably the best Mafex cloth-wired cape that I have ever seen from Mafex. And since we're talking about the cape, we'll go over that first. And it is a cape that can cover the figure entirely, which is dope, man. I love the color blue. The fabric isn't too bad either, man. It's a nice looking fabric. And we do get bendy wire here down the sides. And then they did add another piece right here, and then another one over here. Would have liked if they added one on the back, but definitely cool that they're adding more than just the pieces on the sides there. So that is definitely a big plus there. And they did a nice job with this cape, man. It has that classic Batwing look to it as well. Really happy with how this turned out. It's a cloth-wired cape that you probably don't need to replace and get a custom cape with, but you still can if you want to. Now for the actual figure itself, the head sculpt here looks great, man. We get some nice shading on the blue. The white for the eyes are painted nice and clean, same where the skin tone meets the blue as well. Really nice job on the head sculpt there. I love the shorter bat ears. You can see where his actual ears are under the mask. There's a bit of sculpted wrinkles on the mask too, which looks pretty cool. But really like that they added the shading. They even added the shading on the neck as well. And then for the torso here, you can see we get some great shading all throughout the gray. The bat symbol looks great. Nice clean paint on that. And you can just see the shading all throughout the torso. The arms look pretty good too. More shading on there. Same with his gauntlets. There's shading on that also. Same with on the hands as well, which we'll go over shortly. And then the back has some nice sculpted muscle definition there and nice shading. Once again, then we do get his utility belt that has tons of patches on it, nice sculpted wrinkles to him. There's no shading on the utility belt, but I'm fine with that. And it is a piece you can move around. I believe it's glued on the back right there. And then we do get his trunks. Does it have shading? It has a few sculpted wrinkles, very subtle ones though. I don't really see shading on it though. And then for the pants here, we do get the shading once again, nice sculpt. On the muscle definition, knee joints look really good. There's the back there, the lower legs. We get that shading once again. Then we do get his bat boots, which also has shading and pretty clean paint where the blue meets the gray. A little bit missed right here, but not a deal breaker for me. And then the feet look really good too. On the bottom, we get beautiful sculpted treads there. That looks dope, man. And is that a W on there for Wayne? I believe it might be. One issue I do have with the figure, the upper neck joint is super tight where it connects into the actual neck right there, and I'll show you that a little later with the articulation. But overall, man, Mafex definitely hit a home run with this Batman, and I think this is now my new favorite Batman figure in 6-inch scale in my collection. Ah, man, looks like I'm moving to the back of the display shelf. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, this Batman is included with a bunch of really dope stuff. So what we do get first and foremost, we do get the Mafex stand. So we do have the base, the arm, and the clamp, and it does have the basic Mafex stand articulation. Always appreciated whenever they include stands with their figures, which is with every release. And then we do get 3 interchangeable head sculpts, and then we also have an alternate neck as well. And starting all the way on the left there, we do get the masked basic stern face, which is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging. Then next to that one, we do get the masked angry teeth gridded face, and those 2 are definitely my favorite out of all 3 of them. And then finally, all the way on the right there, we do get the unmasked Bruce Wayne head sculpt, and then he's also included with an alternate neck that does not have the cowl on as well. But they did a great job on all 3 faces there. We do get nice shading on the skin tone on the neck and the unmasked Bruce Wayne head sculpt. We do get some nice blue shading throughout the black hair, which is very comic booky, so definitely a big plus for that. Eyes both painted looking the same direction and everything. And then for the masked faces, they did an awesome job with those 2 as well, and I love that they added the subtle shading on the blue as well. The white for the eyes are painted nice and clean, and the sculpt detail on all of them just look fantastic, man. Mafex is doing a kick-ass job with their figures, but it is very simple to swap the heads and the necks. I'll show you how to do that right now quickly. And swapping the heads and necks is pretty basic when it comes to Mafex. So when you want to swap the head, kind of hold on to the neck, because if you don't, the neck might pop out with the head. What I do is I pull upward from the chin and it pops off. So you do that, take the angry teeth gridded head sculpt, whoops, push down, and then there you go. Simple as that to swap the head sculpts. Now to swap the necks, you got to pull from the neck to pop the entire neck and head off. Take the unmasked head sculpt, push down, and then pop that right onto the joint. And then there you go. As simple as that to swap the heads and the necks for this Batman. So we do get that stuff, and then we also get 4 batarangs, and then we do get 2 grapple hooks. So for the grapple hooks here, we do have this one right before he's about to shoot it out the grapple gun here. And I do like the silver paint for the grapple hook there. And they used a real piece of metal for this piece here, which is definitely smart, because then you don't risk breaking something like that. So that is something I also do appreciate. So we do get that one. Then we do get the one where he's shooting out the grapple hook here. And the grapple hook, same thing. And then we do get that metal wire once again, which is pretty durable. I wouldn't say bend it, because it's a pretty thick wire to be bendy wire, you know what I mean? But definitely do appreciate them using metal instead of plastic, because you know, if they used a thin piece of plastic like that, everyone's would be breaking on them. So that is definitely really cool, and I'll show you how to get that in the grapple gun in a second. And then we do get 4 batarangs. So we do get 2 different pairs of batarangs. So we do get a pair of these batarangs here, which look pretty cool. Come on, focus, there you go. And I do dig the silver paint once again, so we do get 2 of those. And then we do get 2 bat symbol batarangs here, and those look pretty cool too. So we do get that stuff, and then let me show you quickly how to get the grapple hooks in the grapple guns. Alright, so the way you get the grapple hooks in, I'll show you in a second. But for the batarangs, for this hand here, there's a little opening, so you could just wedge the batarang right into there, which is pretty cool. So that's how you get the batarangs in those hands. And then for the grapple hooks, for the shorter one, there is a tiny peg hole on the grapple gun there, so just peg that in like so, and then there you go, as simple as that. And then same thing for the one that is shooting the grapple hook out. Just peg that into the peg hole, and then there you go. You have Batman swinging around Gotham buildings with his grapple gun and grapple hooks. So we do get those cool accessories. And then we finally get 14 alternate hands. And starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get another pair of fists, but where the thumb is clenched, there is an opening, so you could have them grip onto the batarangs there. And then we do get another pair of fists with the batarangs molded in between all the fingers there. Then we do get another pair of like gripping type hands, but these are also meant for him to hold on to the batarangs, so that is cool. Then we do get a pair of grapple gun hands. Then we do get a pair of open resting hands, and then a pair of open palm type hands. And Mafex, 90% of the time, never lets me down with options when it comes to interchangeable hands. They included 7 pairs of hands, so a total of 14. That is so damn awesome of them to do that. And the detail on these turned out fantastic. We do get great shading on the top and bottom of the hands, and then the paintwork and everything for the batarangs and the grapple guns, nice and clean as well. And most of the hands are pretty easy to swap out. A few of them I did have to widen the holes a little bit, so just keep that in mind when you're swapping the hands, because like what Daredevil 19 always says, you don't want to risk breaking a wrist joint on your Batman Hush figurine. So just be careful when swapping hands with this figure. But anyway, that is all the awesome accessories included with this Batman Hush. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Batman to the very top of his head, it looks like he stands around 6 inches and 1/4 of an inch tall. And then here he is compared to the Mezco 112 Justice League Tactical Suit Batman, the Mezco 112 Silver Knight Batman, the SH Figure Arts The Dark Knight Batman, and the NECA New York Comic Con exclusive Batman. And as you can see, he does scale really well with Figure Arts. He scales okay with Mezco and definitely had a scale with NECA there. And then here he is compared to the Repultech Amazing Yamaguchi Harley Quinn, the Mafex 2.0, the Dark Knight Joker, the Mafex Aquaman movie Aquaman, and the Mafex Justice League Superman. And this Batman scales really well with these other Mafex figures, and he also scales really good with that Repultech Harley Quinn. And then here he is compared to the DC Collectibles Icons Harley Quinn, the Figma Batman Ninja Catwoman, the Mafex The Dark Knight Rises Bane, and the Storm Collectibles Darkseid. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectibles Sector, the Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and this Batman has great Mafex articulation. As I mentioned, the cape is a wired cloth cape, so that is articulated because you can pose the cape how you like. Now we do get 2 joints at the neck, and as I mentioned before, with the upper neck joint where it connects into the lower part of the neck, that joint is super tight, and that is not good at all. I could barely move it. I don't even want to move it. I feel like it's going to break if I keep forcing it. So that is not a good thing right there, and I don't like how where it's bent, it's going off to the side. I'd rather that go forward or either towards the back. So that is the only issue really I do have with this figure. So as I mentioned, we do get 2 joints at the neck here, and with both joints, you can get Batman to look up pretty good, and then both joints looking down. He looks down decently also. And then you get very nice pivot at the upper neck. You do at the lower neck as well. So with both joints using the pivot, you do get very nice pivot. Then you do get swivel at the upper and the lower neck as well. So very nice head and neck articulation with Batman here. Then we do get a torso and a waist joint here, and these joints are freaking awesome, man. The torso doesn't go forward that much, but then you combine it with the waist and bam! Almost a 90-degree bend right there, so really nice forward movement. And then going back with both joints, he goes back really well, but you do see a little bit of a gap at the torso, which you can hide if you do that. And then for the pivot here, you get really nice pivot with both joints actually. Both joints have great pivot there, and then of course the torso and the waist do swivel, and I believe they're both on barbell type joints, and I could see some of the bendy wire kind of peeking out through the cape right there, so that is not a good thing, gosh darn it. That's what happens when you use very thin cloth. And then for the arms here, we do have a very nice circular motion. At the shoulder, it can go up and down, forward and back, so I do like that point of articulation. Then the arms do go out to the sides, a little more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. They do go up and down. We do have true bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that do bend in all the way, so that is awesome. And then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so that does swivel and hinges back and forth. So far, fantastic articulation from the waist up. Now for the legs here, they only drop down a tiny bit, but Batman can kick forward about 90 degrees, which is good enough. Doesn't really go to the back too much. Let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it here, and he can't, but they do go out to the sides good enough. And then we do get the hip swivel there, We do have double jointed knees that do bend back all the way. And then for the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up really well, hinge down really well, and then we do get a beautiful 90-degree bend ankle pivot, man. And then we do, of course, get the toe hinge. So overall, this Batman is definitely loaded with probably some of the best articulation I've seen on a Mafex figure and on a 6-inch scale action figure. This is the type of articulation you expect to see on your action figures, man. And you're going to be able to get this Batman in some really, really dope Dark Knight-like poses. And I'm about to show you some of those poses right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Mafex Batman Hush Batman. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure with detail, would easily give it a perfect 10. Articulation, I would also have to give it a perfect 10. Accessories, I'd give it a 9. And then the overall quality, I would also give an even 9. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan from Ami, but my buddy from Agelessgeeks will have this in stock any day now. So you can check out their website, agelessgeeks.com. And when you check out, use code name Daredevil, and you will get yourself a bit of a discount. If you can't find something on their website, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So as you can see here, we do get a big blah 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 blah. So we do get the window right there in the front of the box. On the left side to say Batman Hush. We did hash. I said hush very awfully there. Let's get this figure up and take a closer look at what. Let's get this figure up and take a closer look at what I'm hoping is going to be the definitive comic book Batman figure. The Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Harley Quinn, the Harley Quinn, the Mafex, the Dark Knight Chapa Choopy Chapa, Aquaman movie Aquaman, and the Mafex Justice League Batman. That's not Batman. Damn. Batman Ninja Catwoman, the Mafex, the Dark Knight. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look here, and Batman's pretty cool, as you can see right there. But I definitely do dig the look to this box here. Aha!